You know, the Whitney thing about Miss Rachel? I don't know who Miss Rachel is.
I found out who
don't.
she is today.
She's an educator for neurodivergent kids. Is that what it is? Pull up some videos of Miss Rachel. Because after people were dragged, by the way, the worst fucking people were going after her.
Really?
People that I know that are comedians that are just unbelievably shitty, dishonest, disingenuous human beings, bad faith communicators, people that just like completely distort anything about the person.
Yeah.
And it's just because she's successful. It's a giant part of it. And so they see her making some crack about Miss Rachel because she was watching it with her kid. She didn't know what the fuck it is. Doom scrolling on TikTok and Twitter all day and shitting on people like, fuck Whitney Cummings and Miss Rachel was They're just mentally ill slobs, all of them. And their opinion should be dismissed.
All right, so we have Joe Rogan snapping at comedians again. It's hilarious. He's been fired up recently, and he keeps mocking the haters and doing these voices. Like last week, he crashed out on comedians for trashing the Austin comedy scene, and now he's going off on comedians for trashing Whitney Cummings, which for somebody who doesn't read comments and is too busy to pay attention to what's going on the internet, he seems pretty tuned into all the drama. And he thinks the people trashing Whitney Cummings after she attacked Miss Rachel are way out of line. And he tries to act like it's not that deep, like Whitney just made some stupid joke while she's watching a show with her kid. But then Joe tells Jamie to pull up a Miss Rachel video so Bert can learn how to count. Then after it, Joe's like, it is kind of weird that Whitney went off on her, like what was going on there? So even after defending Whitney, Joe seems all confused as to why she had randomly attacked this lady. Then he's like, maybe she took too many of her meds, which sounds like something one of her haters would say. So Joe definitely realizes how bizarre this looks, and he couldn't even hold back from goofing on her.
It's just because she's successful. It's a giant part of it. And so they see her making some crack about Miss Rachel because she was watching it with her kid. She didn't know what the fuck it is. So here's Miss Rachel. Let me hear what this sounds like.
The dinosaur eggs are hatching. Wow, how many dinosaurs do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, pause. Why would you go after this? Like, this is like a little kid show.
Yeah,
like, she must have been bored.
There's nothing different from this in Blue's Clues, in my opinion.
It's a show for little kids.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
I don't know. Maybe she was just
bored.
She was trying to write a joke and thought she'd get some traction, I guess.
Maybe she took 2 instead of 1. And then she got a little extra energy. She took 2 instead of 1. I don't know what she's doing. All of a sudden, she's like, fuck Miss Rachel.
So it's bad when even Rogan, while he's trying to defend her, is like, wait, this is the lady she's going after? This is who she got all pissed off about? Also, it's funny he says all the haters are just jealous of Whitney because it seems like Whitney might be jealous of Miss Rachel, and that's one of the reasons why she went after her. Like, there's definitely more to it than Whitney just making some stupid throwaway joke. I mean, Whitney said she talks to kids like they're deaf morons and should speak to a mental health professional, which, like I said in my last video, I think Whitney might need to talk to one because she's out of control and she seems like a very resentful person. So I wouldn't be surprised if while her kid was watching these videos, she looked at the views they get and was like, these videos aren't that good. She doesn't deserve to be this popular. Like, she kept saying her and her kid just don't get it and they think she's too loud. Whitney Cummings is saying someone's too loud and in your face. So it seems like Whitney just does not like this lady for whatever reason. And if Rogan wants to call out people for being haters, I think he needs to call out Whitney, which he did give her a call and tell her to chill a little and stop responding to comments because she was just making things worse.
That you can't apologize to the mob. They come for you. They come for you. And she learned. And I texted her. I said, listen, I love you to death. You got to stop going back and forth with these people. You can't do that. This is not a genuine conversation. They don't care if you're, like, if you were a person and you were someone's friend and you started shitting on Miss Rachel and someone said, actually, that's like for kids with learning disorders. And you'd be like, oh, fuck, I didn't know. Yeah. And that would be the end of it. Yeah. And then we'd laugh. But these people are not looking for a real conversation. They're just looking to destroy your life. And then so many people like, she lost her career's over. Like, what? You weren't going to see her anyway, you fucking cunt. Like, what are you talking about? You weren't going to pay to see her anyway. Stop saying her career's over. It's not doing a damn thing to her career.
So it sounds like Rogan's reading a lot of comments, even though I'm sure next episode he'll be like, listen, I never read comments. I stay away from that stuff. But he is right about Whitney. She's going to be fine. She has one of the most popular podcasts that gets millions of totally organic views. So maybe people are just jealous of Whitney's success. That's why they make fun of her. And, I think Miss Rachel had it coming. She needs to be taken down a notch. No, but honestly, I bet that's what Whitney was thinking when she made that post about her. Because she also made it when she thought people were turning on Miss Rachel after she got involved in some controversy. So it's funny, Rogan's like, listen, Whitney made a mistake. People need to shut up and move on. Because this started when Miss Rachel made a mistake and apologized for it and said it was an accident. Then Whitney decided to pile on. Because it seems like Whitney already didn't like her, and for whatever reason, maybe it's jealousy, maybe Whitney doesn't like her stance on Israel. But either way, it seems like Whitney wants to see her fail and thought this was an opening to attack her, but then it completely backfired. But I guess since Whitney claims to be a comedian, that means she was just joking and we need to go easy on her. But everybody else that makes fun of people on the internet are miserable losers.
It's not doing a damn thing to her career. You just want it to be over because you live a miserable fucking life, which is why you're on Threads 12 hours a day.
It's so funny you say that. I just read something negative about Whitney on Threads today. And I was like, what did she do?
Bro, Threads is the worst.
And then I saw the Miss Rachel shit, and I watched the video. I had 2 kids. I don't know. I look at that as I go, that's nice.
If Threads is like for people who already been like humiliated on Twitter and they're trying to find a new crowd, it's very weird. Very, very, like so much negativity. Not that Twitter isn't. Like Twitter's super negative too.
I haven't been on X.
I try to look at the news only.
So also in this video, I wanted to talk about Bert because he was on Shannon Sharp's podcast recently. And I don't know if Shannon really knows who Bert is. His producers, I think, just do all the research for the show and then write him questions to ask. So during it, Shannon reads one of his note cards that has the questions. And he's like, so Bert, you lost everything. You lost it all and built it back up. How'd you manage to do that? And the look on Bert's face is like, when did that happen? I don't know what you're talking about. But of course, in true Bert fashion, he just goes along with it. Which at this point, what do we really expect? This is just classic Bert here. Instead of being honest, he's like, yeah, I went through some tough times. I'm bad with my money and I almost lost it all. He spends like 5 minutes talking about it. And Joe's friend Eddie Bravo saw this and messaged Joe about it because he's like, when did that happen? I don't remember Bert going broke at all. And it kind of seems like he made this up. And Joe's like, he did. I don't know what he's talking about. So Joe calls Bert out on it, and I guess at least Bert doesn't try to bullshit Joe. Like, he just admits, I don't know why I said that. Also, I don't know where Shannon's producers got this from. I guess maybe they see the Bert Kreischer videos that are like, Bert Kreischer's downfall, Bert Kreischer, it's rock bottom, and just assumed he lost it all, and now he's making a big comeback or something. I don't know. That's the only explanation I could think of. Or I guess it's possible maybe Shannon's crew was just trying to troll him here.
You lost it all. Lost everything. Built back up.
Yeah.
Did you believe you could build it back up? You're like, damn, how did I lose it? What did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? And if I ever get back in this situation again, I promise you it won't happen again.
I wish I was that insightful. No, I just was like, that.
Were you married when you lost everything?
So I've never been good with money.
So Eddie Bravo calls me the other day, and he goes, did Bert Kreischer lose everything and then get it back? I go, what? And he goes, yeah, it was so confusing. He was on Shannon Sharp's show, and Shannon says to Bert, what was it like? You lost everything, and then you had to build it back. And he goes, it seemed like it wasn't true. I go, it's not true. And I go, did Bert go along with it? He goes, yeah. I go, what? And I couldn't wait to talk to you about it because I could totally picture someone saying to you some story that totally never happened and you not wanting to be confrontational, so you just go along with it. Is that what happened?
100%.
100%.
The fucking whole show.
How did you not say that never happened?
He just caught me off guard.
Were you married when you lost everything?
So I've never been good with money. I made a ton of money when I was very young.
Okay.
26 to 20 to 30 years old, I made a ton of money.
Yeah.
I remember one time my business manager was like, are you sick? I was like, what? And he's like, you're spending money like you have cancer. Like,
Caught you off guard.
I was like,
Did at any point in time you say, I should probably say this never happened? No?
He was like, you lost everything. In my head, I was like, I did? And he was like, but you made it all back. And I go, I did?
Where is this coming from?
I have no idea. He said it, and I just was like,
Why didn't you say that?
I don't know. I didn't even know what I said after. I was like, took my wife to Europe. My dating at the time, I took her to Europe. Fly first class. I didn't know $1,300 versus $13,000.
Right.
And then we get pregnant with Georgia. We're married, and my business manager calls me and he's like, yo, you owe $60,000 in taxes. I was like, cool. He's like, well, you only have $20,000 in your account. And I was like, well, where's the rest of the money? He's like, you spent it. I was like, well, what do I do? And he was like, I don't know. I should not be allowed to talk on microphones. I literally was like, I don't know what I said even after it, to be honest with you. But I was like, I guess he has it in his notes. So I was like, yeah.
So someone must have Googled, did Bert Kreischer, probably some Reddit thread, Bert Kreischer lost everything.
I guess. And like, you know, the stories about you online are more prevalent than the true ones. So you just go, I guess that's what he heard. So
And you
like,
just went with it?
I don't know.
That's so weird to do.
It would be weird if it were somebody other than Bert. You know, with him, it just seems normal. I guess he just thought, well, you know, I'm bad with my money, so that's about the same thing as losing everything. Even though I'm sure he was always making a good amount of money and never really had to worry that much. But it's just so funny. He doesn't mention, like, where'd you get that from? I never lost everything. You know, I'd wonder, like, why would he ask that question? But with Bert, you know, he's just going with the flow. But let me know what you guys think about it all down in the comments. And make sure you check out the Patreon if you want to hear about how Rogan's friends keep exposing him on his own show for being a sellout, and a Luciferian. Kurt Metzger accidentally called him that recently, which was really funny. Also, there are over 160 other exclusive videos I post every week. So if you enjoy the channel, it's definitely worth it. I'll put a link in the description.